Uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! Well, hello there, PUBG Mobile YouTube. I'm Bushka, and today we're going to be talking about the 7.62 AR airdrop monster, the Groza. This is not pronounced Groza, it's Groza, or something along those lines. I always stuff it up, and it's one of those words where the more you say it, the weirder it sounds. We're going to have a look at the stats of this gun here, the Groza, and we're going to talk about what's good on this weapon. I'm going to show you a little thing that I do with it that really helps it be way more effective, and it's to do with the setup of the weapon. And I think it's a video that's well worth talking about because this is a gun that probably doesn't get as much play as it should, and often does get left behind because it doesn't match up with people's ideal loadouts. People prefer to run things like UMP M416, DBS M416, kick in the bum M416. Anyway, let's look at the stats first. But before we go, don't forget to leave a little like, click that little thumb up, subscribe, and why not a happy comment down below about what makes your socks roll upwards and downwards and what videos you'd like to see on the channel. Anyway, the numbers. The really important stuff I'm going to list on the left that's really good and not so good on the right. It's a 779 round per minute rate of fire. Now, there is another AR that is faster than that, but that's the FAMAS. And we all know the FAMAS is a pretend AR that you should never use outside of immediate emergencies, and only then as a club in CQC. The damage on the Groza is 47.9. Now, that's big. That's AK levels of output. But the rate of fire, 779, means you're doing a incredible 0.231 second time to kill. That's how long it takes to clear a level 2 vest. The thing that holds the weapon back is not the recoil. The recoil is not so crazy that you can't manage it. No, the thing that holds the Groza back is the 714 meters a second bullet speed. Now, the player base loves a meta, as does every player base everywhere in the world. We all love a meta as much as the next hippie. And the meta right now, and for time, well, the meta in PUBG Mobile is M416. It's spray meta. And 714 meters a second with recoil that's not like soft as a mother's kiss is not considered viable. It's only considered good for CQC. And if you're playing in CQC and you refuse to run anything else but a hipfire UMP because you saw your favorite PMCO hero doing it, then a gun like the Groza is probably going to be a little bit too much for you to handle. And because of that, a lot of people sadly don't run this. In fact, a lot of people don't really run any 7.62 weapons at all, which is wild to me when they're just so much fun to run. As well as this, it's not just me taking a dump on the meta of UMP or Tommy gun and AR, because I've run those before and I enjoy them. It's that this is a different play style. And if you're a guy like me who is not like a teenager and who doesn't have fast, furious fingers, then you may need to try and keep your engagements at about 20 to 30 meters instead of CQC where you're whipping around, because that kind of range allows you to red dot, okay? And when you red dot with the Groza, you're more likely to hit your headshots. And headshots is where this thing absolutely starts to set itself apart. Your base headshot damage is 110.1. If you do that with a UMP, you get 73.5. SMGs, while they have great hip fire, do not have good headshot multipliers. So with a Groza, you're going to do 37 more damage when you hit someone in their head. And that allows you to really clear targets when you start hitting the noggin. And this also ties into another part of the whole play style with this weapon. You'll note in these videos, I am nearly always running the Groza with a red dot. There's a reason for that. Sure, you can put a 3x on it and you can spray at range. I do that all the time with guns like the Beryl. But if you turn on aim assist and you run a red dot, it will help you hit headshots. And you're dealing with a gun who's got incredible rate of fire. Like, the The rate of fire on this thing is SMG-like, okay? So you've got incredible rate of fire, faster than a Tommy gun, faster than a UMP, about the same as a Bison, and incredible damage and incredible headshot damage. So you turn on that aim assist, run a red dot, and let it help you find headshots. Even at extended ranges, it will still hit headshots. You'll see so many of the kills that I get end with a headshot, because when you get headshot damage on a 7.62 AR, like an AKM or a Groza or, you know, an M762, you get big numbers. You get big numbers and they do good things. So what holds this gun back? Well, it's not so much the recoil as the recoil combined with the bullet speed. The meta is spray. The meta is spray, and people tend to not know how to use bolt actions or DMRs, or not terribly well. So people do fall in love with running a Scar L or an M4. But watch this. This is like, you'll see the headshot body shot. That's what we're talking about here. You don't want to be spraying with this gun. It's 714 meters a second bullet speed, means you can't lead targets properly like you can with an M416. What you're looking for with this gun is ADS snaps at that kind of 75 meter range using the aim assist. And if you stick with that and you're consistent with it, you'll get really good. And a gun that you can use to kind of get into the right frame of mind is the M762 and the AKM. The AKM, in fact, has gentler recoil than the M762, in my opinion. And it's the same kind of deal. You want to be hitting those headshots. You want to use the big alpha strike damage on the gun, and you want to do it in that close to mid-range. You don't want to be in like 3 feet of water trying to hip fire with this against the UMP. You can still kill them if you hit the weapons like you hit them in the head, but I mean, you're relying on the gun hitting, and it's probably 25% worse in hip fire than a UMP. This range, you see what I'm talking about here? See how it finished it with a headshot at that kind of 75 meter range? That's your kind of limit. Run something else. You can run a spray AR, just run it in the second slot and use it on the switch. You can run a bolty. You can run an AWM like I'm running here. What you really want to be doing with this gun is ADSing. I mean, that's its best case scenario. An ADS with a red dot on a Groza is absolute killer. A 3x spraying at cars is a waste of your time and mine, and I'll be very disappointed in you if that's what I say. So that's a 7.62 airdrop monster. You should probably have a look at it. You should maybe start using it. I would strongly recommend that you use it because, God, it wins so many fights. It also sounds amazing. That kind of compressor sound where it's like, it's like an air compressor when you get the suppressor on it. You can't get a attachment that really helps you. I mean, the suppressor's fine. It's better than nothing, but it's not really going to help you get the kills. It's just a way of making the gun sound cooler, in my opinion. And look, if your problem with this gun is that the recoil is too bad, you need to work on your recoil control, because the recoil control on this weapon is not terrible at all. It's not terribly hard at all. It's not hard to use in hip fire. It's not hard to use in ADS. It's just not hard to use. And I think a lot of people set up one gun on the range, like the M416, and then they just think that's going to fix everything in their gameplay. And that's not how it works. Now, if you want to join in the streams, which we do every Sunday night and Thursday night, North American time, it's about 4 p.m. Pacific they kick off, then you can do that by joining Patreon. We have a private Discord server, a private chat area, patreon.com/thebushka. The link is in the description below. Jump in there, and then you can play on the live streams in the squads, or just play with me during the week when we do squads, and I yell out and say, hey, anyone want to help? Or if you want to help test weapons, or you want to do any of the fun stuff that makes up a nerd like me, the life of a nerd like me, and that's what you can be doing. It's a good community, and you should come check it out. Discord server is also in the link below. Look after yourselves. I hope you enjoyed that review, and if you did, why not leave a message and let me know, and we'll take it from there. Until next time, bye for now.